5, verse 22. Fear ye not me, saith Yahweh. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which I placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree that I cannot pass it? Though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it? You see? So it says, don't you fear me, the same entity that created the sea, right? And the oceans where it can't pass its bounds. So the Most High, read that again. Read that again.
In Ezra chapter 6, verse 47. Upon the 5th day, thou saidest unto the 7th part,
right,
where the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes, and so it came to pass. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works.
Right, come on.
Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures.
Read that again.
Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures.
The Most High ordained 2 living creatures, come on.
The one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan.
Right.
And thou didst separate the one from the other, for the 7th part, namely, where the waters were gathered together,
which is the oceans,
might not hold them both.
So the ocean couldn't hold man and Leviathan in the same pot, in the oceans. So the Heavenly Father had to separate them. Come on.
But to Enoch, thou gavest one part, which was dried up the 3rd day, that he should dwell in the same part wherein the 1,000 hills.
So, what does the word Enoch mean? The word Enoch means learned man. Learned man. That's what the word Enoch means. So unto Enoch he gave unto what? The dry land. So man came out of the waters and inhabited the earth. Come on now.
And it says, but unto the Leviathan, verse 52, but unto the Leviathan thou gavest the 7th part, namely the moist, and hast kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt and when.
So Leviathan was given power and control of what? The moist, which is where? The oceans, man. You see? But that shows you, give me Genesis now. 1 and is that 1? Yeah, 1:20. And wait. Yeah, so that, yeah.
Genesis chapter 1, starting at verse 20. And the Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly. Genesis 1 and 20. And the Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And the Elohim created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, every winged fowl after his kind, and the Elohim saw that it was good.
Right, so the 2nd Ezra, what the prophet has read, 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 49. Then didst thou ordain 2 living creatures, the one thou called Enoch. So man is also likened unto a creature. And that's where the word creation comes from. Right? In fact, it's in our Mark. Right. This is on Mark chapter 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Right? He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. So there you go. So did the apostles and the disciples, were they preaching to animals? No, they were preaching to people, man. To Israel. They're showing you that man is likened unto a creature. So what did we read? Go back to Genesis about the living creature. The waters brought forth abundantly the moving creature.
Genesis.
So man came forth from the oceans, man. Formed from under the waters, from the earth. Come on now.
Genesis 1:20. And the Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven.
Right.
And the Elohim created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And the Elohim saw that it was good.
Right. And that's beautiful. You see? So that goes into how where man came from. And that's what's not being pushed in these churches.
Or in these schools.
Or in these schools. You see?
Actually, in a way they do, but they talk about evolution.
Evolution.
Like
yeah.
we were tadpoles that evolved into fish, that evolved into like one having one eye, the one had one hand, all this kind of Darwinian bullshit, man.
Right.
Why did it stop there? Why is there no evolution to this day? Exactly. Why are there no tadpoles turning into fish, turning into
Exactly.
cow, into man?
But the scriptures cut that because it said it brought forth every creature after his kind. So man was after his kind, cattle after their kind, dogs were after their kind. Not no fucking you're gonna evolve from one day you're a monkey then you're a man.
Right.
It's a madness.
Right. Coming up, you know.
And it says, and the Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day.
Even in the morning were the fifth day. Right? So that's the fifth day. So that goes into what we were reading. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 47. Upon the fifth day, thou saidest unto the seventh part, where the waters were gathered, that I should bring forth living creatures, fowls and fishes, and so it came to pass. So, you know, that's going into that, man. So let's go back to the second chapter of Genesis. We got to Genesis 2, where it says Adam was breathed into him.
So, yeah. Genesis 2 and 7. And the,
On the days.
Yeah, go.
Alright, 1 minute, so. Right, this is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 8. But, beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
Right. So give me on the 5,000th year. That's when the Most High caused, by obviously the commandment of Yahweh Shai, by the command of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai and the elect angels had made man and the different creatures there to come up out of the oceans, man. Okay? Some to dwell in the oceans and some to come onto the dry land. On the 5,000th year. See that? The 5,000th year. Let me get that song. This Psalms 90 verse 4. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday, when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Read that again. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday. You see that? So 1,000 years to us is just one day with the Heavenly Father, man. It's a day that's passed. So it took 7,000 years. Okay, we're talking about 7,000 years.
I remember the apostles did the maths on it. It's either 30 or 40, I can't remember. But 40 years is 1 hour.
Wow. See that? I can't do that, no maths, man.
I feel life is like 1 second.
Yeah. The second Ezra chapter 14. Verse 10, for the world has lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. Right? So you're talking about 9,500 years, right? And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. So let me read that again. The world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and a half of a 10th part. So you talk about 9,500 years. So what's 12,000 minus 9,500? Huh? 2,500. Right. So that's up a time. Who's in rulership? What empire was in rulership during the time of Ezra?
Darius.
Which is
the Medo-Persian.
Right, the Medo-Persian Empire. And they were on the scene around that time period, man. Right? And then what? It took another 400 years for Yahushua to come up on the scene. And from Yahushua to now, what's that time period?
That'll be another
2,000 years, man. Okay? Now make it 12,000. So 9,500 up to the point of Ezra. Another 500 or 400 years up to the time of Yahushua. And then what? 2,000 years left. Up until now. So we're at the end. So it says, we read it again, verse 10. 2nd Ezra 14, verse 10. For the world have lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part. Right? Half of a 10th part. That's 9,500. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Yeah. So there you go, man. So you're talking about 12,000 years, man. Okay. Well, let's go back to Genesis.
Genesis 2, yeah?
So Genesis 2 and verse 7, and Yahweh and the Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground.
Yes, so the earth is around 12,000 years old. 12,000 years old, man.
sorry to laugh at you. Show you. The word maths comes from the Hebrew word math, truth. The truth. You just put with the math from that scripture, and it shows you time all the way to the very end. Now Esau's got something called carbon dating. It's a scientific experiment that they do on like rocks and shit and bones. But every time they run the experiment, or to know an experiment bring forth the truth, is that if you do it over and over again, it's going to still be true.
Right.
So every time he runs carbon dating, I could run 10 tests on the age of the earth and I'll get 10 different answers.
See?
It's not reliable.
Yeah. See?
And that's what Esau scientists have said, that carbon dating, the thing they use to estimate how old the earth is one of the most unreliable scientific tests there is out there.
See what I'm saying? See? Well, I'm coming on. Back in Genesis 2, from verse 7. And Yahweh and the Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Man became God. They were looking at us. What's that about?
Maybe they got a call.
They got a call, and then they came past and said, nah, they ain't that. Yeah. That's what. You see the police come past. They came past as you came. Yeah. But they left. Anyway, come on. Right, so verse 8. And the Elohim, and Yahweh and the Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground, wait,
Eastward in Eden. Where is that? What does the word Eden mean?
Paradise.
Joy or paradise. What? Eastward in Eden, the Most High put out a garden there, man.
That would be Israel, right?
Right. The land that would later on became known as Israel.
that's the Lord's favorite land.
Right? Or the fertile crescent, as historians would like to call it. Salakia. Someone give me Genesis 13 verse 10.
The book of Genesis 1:3, yeah?
Yeah, 13 and 10.
The book of Genesis chapter 13 and verse 10. And it reads, and Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan,
All the plain of Jordan. Come on.
that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord.
Uh-oh. Even as the garden of the Lord. Come on.
Like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him through the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves, the one from the other.
Yeah. So, you hear that? So, Lot looked on all the plain of Jordan, and they said it was like the garden of Eden, man. So showing you that that's the garden that the Most High planted eastward in Eden. That's the Heavenly Father's favorite land. Yeah, get that.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, from verse 23. And it says, and said, O Lord, thou bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all trees thereof. Thou hast chosen thee only one vine,
What's the Most High's favorite tree?
Olive.
That's the vine. But there's different trees. You got the willow tree, the chestnut tree, the oak tree. But the Most High's favorite tree is the olive tree. And what comes out of olive?
Oil.
Oil, olive oil. And what does that represent? Understanding, wisdom. The Most High likened us to an olive tree. That's in Romans 11, man. And I believe Psalms 80. Come on.
And of all lands of the whole world.
What?
And of all lands of the whole world.
Of all the world, come on.
Thou hast chosen thee one pit.
There's one pit. Is that the bottomless pit? And what's the bottomless pit? That's Europe. But that's that land. But this talking about the most, of all pits, the Most High has a favorite pit. Which is the land, that land. The Holy Land. Come on now.
And of all flowers thereof one lily.
Favorite flower. The lily. Come on.
And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river.
What's the Most High's favorite river? River Jordan, come on.
And of all builded cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself.
Right. Mount Zion. That was actually in the land of Israel, man. Around Jerusalem, you had Mount Zion there. Okay. As a people, we were likened unto Zion. The word Zion means what? Only. But we actually had Mount Zion in that land. Come on now.
And it says, and of all fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove.
One dove. Most High's favorite bird. Come on.
And of all cattle thou hast provided thee one sheep. And among
Most High likens his people unto sheep. Come on.
And among all the multitudes of the people, thou hast gotten thee one people, unto this people whom thou lovest, and gavest a law that is approved of all.
There you go. So the Heavenly Father, he's a favoritist. He doesn't deal with the collective of all people on earth. He has he's selective. He's a racist. He's a separatist, he's a racist, he's a divisionist. That's even a word. Right? He's a racist. He selected a certain race and he's for that race. For that specific group of people, that ilk. But you guys are racist. Yeah, but God's racist though.
Here it is, you're a man on the earth. You can have likes and dislikes, but God can't.
Yeah. That's dumb.
You put it this way too, right? Even the music. You have a man that plays the piano. He specializes in the piano. He's a pianist. A man that plays the guitar.
A specialist.
He's a specialist, so he specializes in a guitarist.
Guitarist.
Guitarist, that's what I'm saying.
It is the suffix ist. It just means highly proficient.
Then look it
man.
up. Look it up.
Thank you.
Look it up. It's IST.
So, you're not specializing in these people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Yeah. Pianist, guitarist,
Guitarist, you see? Because you specifically...
an artist.
An artist. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in English, the suffix ist, which is put on the end of words, basically means a person skilled and expert in or highly favorable.
So read that again.
The English suffix ist,
So IST, that's a suffix. Come on.
is put on the end of words, and it means a person is skilled or an expert or highly favorable.
Right. So the Lord highly favors a certain people. Okay. Like you're a pianist. So you highly favor the piano. Right? Or you're artist. You highly favor art. That's your skill. That's your profession. Okay?
You're a dentist.
You're a dentist. So you highly favor the dental. You know, people, the teeth and the inward parts of someone's mouth. Right?
So you're a racist, highly favored.
Your race. So what? So, but you know, they're trying to say out of many people, one. It's all about everyone joining together. So they don't like the idea of you being for a specific people. Because they want all people to come together. Just like in the Tower of Babel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you think about it, selectively, if you bring all people together, it's going to cause confusion. There's certain people going to be worshipping certain gods. We have our proper Lord who we serve. If you bring them together, it's going to cause confusion. See?
That's what I was going to say when the elder said that how many people won. I think that's the Jamaican motto, isn't it? Yeah.
You're one love. Fuck that, man. Fuck that love. That's not love, man. That's really hatred. Why would you want to join with other people if you love yourself? If you love who you are, you want to be separate from other people. You want to preserve who you are and what you are.
And your culture.
And your culture, your history. Why would you want to merge yourself with other people where your children look nothing like you? That's the ultimate epitome of self-hate, man.
They had I was talking about Jamaica, right? They had over there, they were invited under the guise of investment, yeah? That's why their ass has got the CBDC first. And now you've got Moab over there telling so-called Jamaicans that they can't shop in certain shops. Moab's gone over to the islands and they're running the islands.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen clips of them so-called Chinese running the so-called black women out the shop. I'm like, wait a minute, I swear this is Jamaica.
In Jamaica. And they're speaking fluent patois, you know, and they're running the show. You got to put them the nice areas of Jamaica. Jake ain't living.
You know what they say? They're saying the fact that it's Jamaica isn't really secluded to a certain people. Jamaica could be any person that's born in that land. You could be Chinese, East Indian. If you're born in that land, then you're Jamaican. That's how they're breaking it down. And really, they're right. That's the fucked up part about it. They're right. But it's like, fuck you, man. you in a land that we were taking as slaves, telling us what to do. That shows you that Jamaica, that's not our original homeland.
I'm the only child, so
This man, no matter where we are on earth, we're being abused by other races and nationalities.
I'm also kind of
So we're being abused by these other nations of people, no matter where we go on earth.
That's why you got in Jamaica again, you got the Maroons up in the mountains. Them man that separate themselves. Their whole lifestyle different to mainland Jamaica.
Yeah. And the Maroons, boy, I looked up a little information on that. There's one guy called Three Finger. He had 3 fingers. He was like the captain of the whole Maroonians. And he was fucking pillaging the plantations, and he rallied many of slaves on the plantations onto him, man. And that's how they beat the British.
But Esau don't teach that history.
They don't. Yeah. But he had, the guy, the leader, he had 3 fingers. On one of his hands, he had 3 fingers. His name was called Three Finger something. I forget his last name. 3 Finger something. Yeah, man. So yeah, you know, to preserve was us, to separate yourself. Right? And the Heavenly Father is about that. He's a separatist.
A 3-finger jack.
That's it. 3-finger jack.
And that's spiritually, he's jack.
3-finger jack in Jamaica.
The Jamaican Maroons